Oh, hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Georgine and I am the Honest Vocal Coach. Right, so today we are doing Eurovision again. Yes, I know, but it's time. It's literally rehearsals right now. So we've only got 1 week left after this weekend because it's the final next Saturday. So then I'll be back to my usual programming of Girl Band Thursday and all sorts. And I've got so many ideas. And Sony have already reached out to me and said, will I do the new Perry Edwards song? Which I was kind of going to do anyway, but if they're going to pay me to do it, then absolutely. So we're looking at the Big Five today. So it's technically the Big Five plus one, meaning the winner of last year, which is Sweden. So it's 6. Now, just to warn you before we jump into this, Italy has no audio. Now, I looked this up, trying to figure out why there is no audio, but I actually have no idea why. It's been put up online onto TikTok with no audio for Italy, but we do get to see the staging, which is, I guess, okay. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to hear the first audio from Italy's song Lenoi, which I love. I think it's a real bop this year. Right, so let's have a look. This is the first look at the Big Five plus Sweden. Let's dive in. Okay, so straight away we've got Ollie Alexander, which is UK's entry this year, and you can see that there's a lot of money thrown at these ones. You'll notice a distinct difference from the ones we've already had a look at from the semi-final 1 and 2 to the Big Five and Sweden. There is definitely more cash thrown towards these performances. So it looks like he's in some kind of room. Now, does the room move, or is the camera moving to make it look like the room is moving? It's essentially playing off the video that he's originally done, which is super effective. So we've got a bit of a boxing vibe going on, red trousers. Yeah, some kind of boxing vibe going on. Also, I just want to mention at this point, if you're watching all the Eurovision content on TikTok, what on earth is this room that looks like a shower with the bubble machine with the bad singing? Just promotional team. I know I'm no expert here, but it's making the singers come across real bad. The vocals are coming across pretty naff, because they've got this microphone supposedly singing in the shower and it doesn't sound good. It might look cool, this I'm in the shower thing with the bubbles and that, and it's light-hearted and what have you, but the vocals are coming across really naff. So this not a good idea really for these lovely singers to have their songs put across in that way. You kind of want it to look and sound a little bit slicker, don't you? Ollie sounds really slick here. The staging is really effective. I'm still trying to figure out, is the box moving or is it the camera that's moving? I guess we'll figure that out. Oh, so it's hanging upside down in the box as well, and I still couldn't figure out if the box was moving or it's the cameraman. There was a moment there where it had moved and the cameraman was walking flat, so I think the square stays put and it's the cameras that are moving. It's a bit cheaper to do than moving the entire room round, which is doable. I've seen it done many times. Jamiroquai has done it. It's been on loads of videos. Even Anton Deck did it, where they had 3 people inside the box where it was moving around. It looks really effective. Right, so next we've got Germany. Now this song I don't mind. It kind of reminds me of like a James Arthur kind of thing. What's the other guy's name? Rag and Bone Man. There's a bit of an element of that. Lewis Capaldi, that kind of gruff, real sort of voice. Well, there doesn't seem to be any staging going on for this. There's a chair. And there was me saying there's loads of money thrown at these ones. It's just him in a chair, I think. He's got so much emotion. The vocals sound really good. I would be concerned on his voice though. I do hope he's not over pushing it, because when you over push, you're going to dry the voice out. It's going to create tension. It's not going to help you out for future performances. I don't mind the song at all. I don't feel it's a winner this year. But I do like the song. I think it's more of a radio hit than a Eurovision hit. Oh, there's backing vocals in the back corners. I've just spotted those. So yeah, no set whatsoever, just a chair. That's it. Oh, now this is one of my favourites this year. Not necessarily a favourite to win, but one of my fave songs. I've been learning the routine, and then they go, so this one, then we have like side to side. So anyway, I've been learning it. I'm following their TikTok now. I think I've seen this routine about 50 times this morning. So this is the twins. And the staging is just as good as it was for their regional final. Regional? You know, the final before that got them here. I love that kind of thinned out kind of look, and you've got the lights at the background. It looks super effective. It's so poppy. It's like a real bop for me, this one. It's so good. I love this. I'm like hooked with this song. It's just brilliant. Their performance sounded pretty awesome, but we didn't get an awful lot of vocals to go off there. But I think the chemistry between them, the whole routine, all of it, it's really good. It's a good track. Right, who's next? Oh, we've got France, and he's crawling along the floor. Okay. Now, France, for me, a lot of you guys have said, why isn't it higher up in the list? Why? The song doesn't catch me enough. His vocal ability is outstanding. One of the best vocalists in the competition. But the song doesn't get me that much. His emotional quality, his just performance is great. But the song, it just doesn't stick in my head like some of the others. It's almost like he's a little bit too much into it. How can I put it? He's not performing to us. There's a little bit more of like a self-absorbed kind of performance going on. Kind of want him to put that energy out a bit more instead of loving himself so much. I'm trying to say that in a nice way. I'm not saying he loves himself. I'm just saying the way it looks, it's kind of like that. Ooh, I'm loving the smoke at the bottom. It's probably dry ice, something like that. White again? Every year there seems to be a colour scheme for the costumes, and this year it's definitely white. Everyone's wearing white. Silver, I think it might have been last year, but this year's definitely a white thing going on. He's got such a powerful voice. The mic is quite a distance from him. That's brilliant. Round of applause for having such an awesome voice and the incredible projection that you have, because it's just fab. He's really good, isn't he? Really good. Okay, who's up next? Is this Spain? I've not seen much of Spain this year. I did their main reaction to the live performance with the guys' bottoms and stuff. So let's actually see. I am concerned about the vocals on this one. I'm just worried that she's not necessarily going to be able to project it and put it across as I'd like, because in the video that I reacted to, there was a heck of a lot of background vocals that were really giving her a lift, because she probably wasn't able to hold her own. Oh, look at that staging. Wow, so we've got this huge kind of rectangle with a key on it, and it's going up, and she is underneath, and they're on another truck with steps on. So yeah, there's money here. It sounds real bad, but the thing that stands out the most for me about this performance is the guys that we get to see the bottoms. That's literally it. She has a nice vocal, but it's not particularly expressive. It's not particularly projected. There's not a lot of oomph from her for me. That's never gonna get old. You just can't help but admire a good set of bottoms. Choreography, we're doing some kind of jump and roll. Oh, what's all that sound going off there? Something kind of robotic in the background. I didn't really hear her voice very much in that clip. Oh, so now we've got to Italy. I've already pointed this out. There was no audio on TikTok. I don't know if anyone has heard the audio from this, but as yet it's not been released. I'm hoping when we get to the second rehearsals, which have just happened, so I'll be recapping that shortly. I'm hoping we'll get the audio. So there's a lot of dancers on stage. Are we using the same square, or is this a different square? It would make sense to use the same rectangle as Italy, because, you know, if you're going to fly something in and out, you're going to use the same one. So if you're going to use something like that, you would use the same one, sharing it. Looks a little bit combat kind of thing, but I think we'll get closer up of the costumes in a minute. Again, that kind of Basque look where it kind of looks like she's not wearing anything on top, but she actually is. So there's like a skin colour scheme going on. Big boots, looks effective. This is quite different from any of the performances she's given so far. You know, we've got 5 dancers behind her. It looks very, very effective. There seems to be trees with red roses on them on the graphics. I do like this track. Italy could win it again, you know. Italy haven't failed. In the last 3 years, every single track has been awesome. Loving the costume colours. That red is just fabulous. I wonder what happened with the audio, why we didn't have it. There's some sort of throne at the back as well. I'm guessing she might start on the throne and get up, or sit on it at the end. Well, that's it for my recap of the Big 5, including Sweden, the winners from last year. What do you think of the staging? Do you think that they're in with a good chance with all of this? You can definitely tell the difference from the heats, though, like the semi-final 1 and 2. You suddenly get to the Big 5 and you're like, oh, okay, we've definitely got more staging. We've got more stuff going off here. I was surprised at Germany, though. They took it kind of simple. France took it kind of simple. But maybe the songs don't need all that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Mind you, France's voice, that's going to carry the entire performance anyway, because he's just superb. So thank you so much for watching this recap. Very shortly there'll be 2 more recaps coming out, which is the second set of rehearsals. So do make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next. Bye, loves.